Welcome to Snark Chocolates, a show about ZK products, where we break them down with rich flavors and sweet insights. I'm Queenie, and I'll be the host for this episode. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by Marvin Tong, co-founder of Phala Network, working on eliminating centralized trust from Web3 with cryptography, especially TEE. Marvin, it's great to finally have you on the show.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for having me here, Queenie. It's an absolutely pleasure. And yeah, just thank you for this invitation. Yeah, glad to be here.
Great. Actually, I think we've known each other since 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
And I've had the privilege of watching Phala Network evolve over the years. And it's amazing to see how far the project has come. So to kick things off, can you tell us a bit about yourself and share how you started Phala?
Sure. Yeah, so when we met each other, like in 2018, I think my background is like I'm a PM I was a PM in Tencent and Didi, like companies in China. I was like born and raised in China, and my co-founder, he was like an ex-Googler, and in 2018, both of us kind of degens, like do some small trading, like tracking some smart contract ideas, and we are not full-time builder in the crypto space, but both of us are super attracted by the smart contract ideas on Ethereum. For example, like crypto kitties and FOMO 3D. We think smart contract is a big thing and it can change the world entirely. So then in 2019, we came up with this idea like Phala, that we think this is a good opportunity that we can provide some off-chain infrastructure, but with trustless. And we can help to scale Ethereum, EOS, and other blockchains, just to offload some smart contract compute heavy jobs into off-chain and then provide verifiability. So this is the very original idea. Then we make some plans, to build it and raise. But unfortunately, that it was the worst timing to raise money. And I'm a bad founder, like very not good at raising money. We only raised $1 million by then, and then we kick off Phala Network on Podot, and then all of a sudden it's 5 years. We're still in Phala, so that's basically the whole story.
Yeah. You're too modest to say you're a bad founder. You're here for almost 6 or 7 years in the industry, and look what you have achieved. It's amazing. And so was Phala about cryptography or TEE in the very beginning?
Yeah. So actually, like, we are most of the people know Phala as a TEE provider, right? Like,
yeah,
there's an echo here. But to be honest, like, we are not kind of like, how to say, TEE maxi the people. So in our methods, we think there's some technology have the features of functions or directions that fit with what Web3 need. And all of the tech stack fit into that scenario is kind of our choice. But when we go to the market, we need to find an opportunity for us, right? And what we find as a missing part back in the days is affordable, trustless solutions. So it means that we need much more cheaper computation and heavier performance required computers to dealing with some cryptographic solutions when it comes to mass adoption. And besides just perform ROI, we also need some tech stacks that not require all of the developers to rebuild the things they already done in Web2. Which means like some technical stack that can migrate Web2 solutions very well. TLDR is Web2 friendly, and TE happily have fit with those two features. So that's why we pick it up and use it as our go-to-market strategy. But TLDR is after 5 years of journey, we've seen cases like MPC using TE, ZKTLS using TE, TE running together with FHE. We definitely see a trending of merge of multiple cryptography solutions together as a technology stack instead of single one.
Interesting. So I've seen that there are several products that Phala is building, like Phala Cloud, DStack, TE as a service. How do these products work together and benefit each other? And are you also integrating different cryptographic solutions like ZK, MPC, as you mentioned?
Yeah. So that's a great question. First of all, like the journey, it's really how Phala providing services today is kind of related with the journey, which have a good time and have bad time. So in the beginning, like our original idea is, okay, let's use TE to ship a decentralized AWS. And because the verifiable feature of TE itself, so we can make the server provider as a P2P network. So it means like, for example, Queenie, you can provide your TE server from your house and get it on board into Phala, and then anyone on Phala can deploy their program, even though we are offloading the computation into your server. They don't know you, they don't know where you are, and how the hell you are using your server, but they can trust you because of TE. So this is a very original product, how the Phala looks like. But after 2 years of very hard working, with 30-man team, we ship a totally permissionless decentralized compute P2P network, and then nobody use it. So that's the thing, right? Like we feel in this typical founder's imagination trap. Like we think there will be a user, but there aren't any, and it's a big break for us. Like we are super frustrated, but like then we turn our direction into finding the best PMF for our team. Like how the hell, why the hell people could use our solution or use the tech, no matter what it is. So then after we change the way how we work, I think after 15 months, things begin to turn better and better. We begin to find our PM. So that's why I say we are a bad founder team. Like we are 5 years old, not broke, which is good, but we just find our PMF in last year. Okay, now back to your question. So the 3 products you just mentioned, Phala Cloud, DStack, and T as a service, they are the reason why they exist is because how we find this PMF. For example, we find from the market feedback, we do realize there's a demand in the market that when no matter it's Web2 or Web3, developers, when they're trying to deploy their program into TE, the most convenient way for them to do so is to use a Docker-based confidential virtual machine instead of customized application inside TE. That's just a Docker is just so much better compared with customized application. And so, but there's no kind of very good to go solutions by that. So we begin to talk with a lot of great builders in the space. For example, Andrew Miller from Flashball team, and gather these feedbacks. And that's how DStack as an open source project is about, like to help any developer. If you want to onboard TE, I would say this is the most easy way. Like using DStack, wrap up your program inside Docker, and put the image into the confidential virtual machine, and then run the virtual machine into your TE servers. So it's a for aim for that. So it's open source. It's not even belong to Phala. We just happily contribute most of the code there. And this is our first product, the DStack SDK. And then people will, like the developers who achieved in there will ask the next question. Okay, now it's working. Where can I find the TE servers, right? And then we have Phala Cloud. So this is a decentralized cloud computation platform that allowed developers to use DStack and run their confidential virtual machines inside the TE servers that we are providing. We are helping them to hosting, and we provide a lot of TE related tools to make sure they don't need to build everything by themselves again. And we can also provide remote attestation as a provider. So because of the nature of decentralization, so this Phala Cloud is our core product for the entire ecosystem and team. And this is the second product. The third product is a TE as a service. So this is more like a service, but it's more like a full stack solution for B2B customers. So for example, Queenie, you're running a company, you're the CEO, and you want to explore how to use TE for some good ideas. And of course, your engineers can learn about TE and use DStack and Phala Cloud to host, what they are aiming about. But we can help you to save a lot of engineers timing by providing a one-stack solution. So it's like some engineer from our team will listen to what you are building on, and based on your current infrastructure and your application, then make a proposal like, okay, guys, if you want to migrate into TE, this could be the best way. And our engineer will help you to integrate into TE without any kind of attention input from your end to save your time. So to big customers or to enterprises, we provide TE as a solution, as a B2B pipeline. So yeah, TLDR, these are the things, relationship between these services and the products.
Now that's super clear to me. So the developers, they either use Phala Cloud or DStack separately or together, or they can just use TE as a service, as a the whole, like a full package.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do think like I missed the TE, JK, and PC thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So because there's a quite big question. So I'll give two perspective. So TE is imperfect. Like for example, right? The TE as a 20 years old technology. The most critical was about its single reliance on hardware security. So basically, like in some cases, I think most of the cases on Intel SGX, people can break it, attack into the hardware, and then there's the security assumptions a bit broke, and the combination with TE and blockchain or MPCA or ZK is aimed to fix that. So that's the first perspective. Other cryptographic or game theory based solutions can enhance the security and make TE as a complete solution. So for example, right, like a typical case we are providing today is a TE with a KMS, key management system. So for example, you are running an AI agent, and this AI agent can handle users' money. The most insecure way is that you deploy this agent on AWS and generate keys hosting in this server, right, on AWS. So it means that if your account being attacked by hackers, then all of your users will lose their money. Then we improve the security by using TE, right? You running this agent inside TE, and you generated private keys inside TE, and use the public key outside of TE to attest and prove that this transaction is made by AI. This is much more security than the level one. But still, if this TEE server get hacked, then everything lost. So a better way, compared with all of the two cases I just mentioned, is you are using MPC to generate and host keys, and these MPCs are running inside TE so that everything is verifiable. So I think this is the first perspective, like ZK and MPC can add up security for TE. The second perspective is we, like many ZK teams, MPC teams, and FHE teams, they are actually already using TE. We treat them like our client, potential client. This is a big market. Example is because, for example, as an MPC network, you have your own algorithm. And using TE, so it means like on your network, you need MPC nodes to coordinate with each other and sign signatures, right, when necessary to make the shareholder consensus. And running this system inside TE will only require the MPC node should be running inside TE servers, and that won't decrease any security assumption based on the nature of this MPC algorithm. So TLDR is running ZKP, MPC, and FHE inside TE won't decrease anything. Like it can only add up security. So if the TE been attacked or broke, the security assumption is still relied on how the ZKP originally work. So this is why a lot of cryptographic teams are actually using TE for their solutions. Many bridges are using MPC, but running the nodes inside TE. And some ZKP teams are exploring to running ZKP inside a GPU TE so that they can provide a cloud-based prover. So yeah, this is a two perspective on how all of this tech can be merged.
That sounds really cool. But is it that the more solutions we're using, then we are adding up more overhead? So what about the potential performance?
So yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad that you bring that up because performance is actually the number one reason why people use TE. Like compare with, let's say there's some choices on the table, right? We got fully on-chain solutions. We got ZKP, and we got MPC, we got FHE. The perform of TE is the best one. So, for example, we just launched one thing today, like which is running DeepSeek R1 model inside TE GPU TEs to provide confidentiality and verifiability. And this only require 5% of trade-off compared with non-TE mode GPUs, only 5%. So just imagine. If you're using ZKML to execute DeepSeek R1 70B model, it will take maybe 1 million years. So of course, tech will improve, right? The performance will improve, but based on the nature, how the nature of these cryptographic solutions is, TE is always the best performer.
So
yeah.
What are the key bottlenecks that TE technology has nowadays, maybe in security, performance, and scalability?
I think it's I strongly recommend anyone who even put TE in their mind to read a blog presented by Paradigm. It's called 5 Levels of Security Hardwares. It's Georgia's work. That's a amazing summarized for today's TE landscape. I would say like the bottleneck of TE is it's very hard for the programs running inside TE have the same trust list level as, let's say, 100% ZKP prover or 100% on-chain smart contract executions, especially on Ethereum and Solana. right? So as we all know, that the security level of these smart contract executions is basically equally with how the staking amount of money on these blockchains. So I would say the trust level is just different. If let's say the trustless level of Bitcoin is 100 scores, I would say ZKP is the same score because you can reproduce the same computation result always, right? It's based on math. That's the 100 scores. Then the ones running inside TE, I would say is 70 scores. And it's very hard to break through into 80 and 90 scores. But I want to raise another factor called cost. So cost with trustless level, that's a metric I call it a trustless ROI. So yeah, just use that ROI to measure what you want to build and which tech you want to choose.
Cool. I guess that's why there has been ongoing discussions about building trustless TEs, especially
Yeah.
the Flashbolt team. They're exploring in this direction.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's come back to Phala. I saw the recent announcement of Phala 2.0 featuring an OP-succinct Layer 2. So what's the rationale behind this major move?
It's more like just be more friendly to our user. Like when we kick off the network, Phala, as I mentioned, like our original idea is permissionless cloud platform, and it requires a lot of customizations into the infra. So we can't just fork Ether and do the same job. And back then, because there's no roll up, there's no OP stack, so there's no ZK stack. The only choice is to either you use Cosmos, right? Or you use Polkadot Substrate SDK. And our team is a fan of Rust, so we use Polkadot. But then after these years, right, after we met the PMF of Phala of TEEs, we do realize the majority of these new use cases and these users are coming from EVM-friendly builder space. And if we still running things on Polkadot, that could be a thing. So that's why we are expanding into Ethereum layer 2 so that people can access, pay, attest TEE on an EVM environment. So that's the major reason. Believe me, like we are the last batch of people who are expanding into Ethereum layer 2 after everybody already doing the job. So we are not doing it just for hype. And we're super lucky that we met with two great partners, the Succinct team and the Conduit team. So both of them are working on a new thing called OP-succinct Layer 2. So it means that instead of traditional OP Layer 2, we don't need to wait for 7 days for the fraud proof to get verifiable results, back to a blob. So TLDR is OP-succinct is kind of like a mix of both OP-stack but with ZK prover. And there's some more complex reason why it's not called OP-ZK, but I think that's a real name, OP-ZK Layer 2. So we are super lucky to be the first Layer 2 who can use that tag. It's super interesting. Yeah.
Would you like to highlight some unique design features of this Layer 2? So for example, which group of developers they might be interested to build on Phala Layer 2 rather than other Layer 2s?
Yeah, sure. TLDR is we are not providing generic. We don't intend. Let me put it. We don't intend to provide to do the same business of other layer 2s are doing. For example, on board, swaps, on board NFT marketplace, AI agents. Because Phala will always, and our mission is just to be very focused, right? We just want to reduce the trustless compute cost for everyone. So we will just be focused on this one job. So our mental thought is, hey guys, if you can deploy your swipe, maybe let's say maybe a mode layer 2, then do it. Right? If you can do something on Unichain, do it. Don't use Phala, please. I beg you, not using Phala layer 2. But like whenever like your smart contract meet its limit and you have some good ideas that you can't do with that layer 2, you use our TE. Our layer 2 is just a layer to management these machines and make sure the developers have a smooth experience. So we don't want to do swaps. We don't want to do an NFT marketplace. We don't want to do any of this. We just be very focused on providing TE service.
Interesting. That it sounds like it's a B2B layer too. It's not a B2C.
It's more like a IoT or like
Mm,
it's a depend layer to management the machines and make user to be able to access these machines.
okay. But how can building this layer 2 lower the cost you just mentioned?
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. So this layer to be honest, compare with our product one, it won't be much more cheaper. And remember, we are using OP-succinct. It's not
Mm,
just a based, roll up. So it won't be cheaper. But the good part is, for example, when you get some T attestations on Phala, you can the eventually the block proof will be submitted back to Ethereum. And so basically what we are trying to explore is with similar costs, right, on-chain costs, we probably can get much more EVM friendly experience. We can get similar bandwidth of this rollup compared with the Polkadot ones, and we can get stronger consensus because everything will be submitted to Ethereum eventually.
mm, I see. Cool. I'm sure that you must have already identified some market demands. Could
Mm.
you share some of those with us?
Yeah, sure. I think the market demand is mainly in AI,
Okay.
and mm, yeah, a lot of people think like we are ghosting for years, and like the most recent reason why they know Phala team is still there and doing a lot of jobs is because of AI. So actually, we begin to prepare the work in 2023 after GPT 3.5 launched, and we do think AI agent is and AI infras are two group of very different demand. Don't mix them together. Like the guys, the market of AI agents and the market of AI infra is quite different in crypto space. But TEE is kind of like a common requirement for both groups. So that's where we met our PMF in last year. Like for example, like typical AI infra is some project like maybe Rachel, Zero Gravity, Sentient, Near, Vana. These teams are building an infrastructure for decentralized AI, right? And they need to either collect data or train AI models or provide model inference from the people for the people. And while they are doing that, typical issue is that how you can measurement the contributions and how you can avoid when the crowd contributing to these AI resources, they're not cheating. It's very hard to attest to measure the contribution because AI is generative. It means that you can't do BFT like what we did, on blockchain. Uh, Basically runs three computers to execute the same program and get the same result, right? We can't do it for AI because even with the same computer, if you give the same input to this AI model, it will generate a very different result. You can't validate them. So the only way to measurement the contribution based on input and output of AI with verifiability is using TE. And yeah, it's the same story happened on data infra too. So while users are providing their data to contribute, let's say for some code training stuff, you need to keep those data in privacy, right? And you need to measure how these data be used by some AI business, and then reward people based on these contributions. So T is the best and maybe the only choice in there. So we have a large group of client using our TE solutions, include both CPU and GPUs for AI infra. And then we met, like AI agent space in last November. Shao is great. We met in SF, and he was like very, very good at like he have very deep thoughts in many AI things, and we are super impressed by how ELIZA community are doing. So we begin to shape right away. As a contributors to this ecosystem, we shaped a TE plugin for this AI agent in last December. And then, of course, now we expanding to maybe more AI agent frameworks. And but like I would say, ELIZA is the very first reason why we are into AI agent. To these agents, just to be clarified, like first of all, not all of these agents require TE. I mean, most of the AI agent running on social media is more like a bot, right? But they can interact with people and make their own decisions. But when developers launch them, their major consideration is, okay, how can I run it fast, right? How can I launch a meme coin bonded with this agent, and how I can make the meme coin popular. That's the three key questions, rather than any security decentralization ones. So they're not interested into TE. But when their AI agents getting popular, or they want to shape some very different feature, let's say, okay, AI agents control the money, or just AI agents content master that have 1 million users, or AI agents can do specific jobs based on specific requirement, or AI agent can be programmable, or autonomous AI agents. Like whenever they want to ship something unique and valuable, they need TE, because this is the only way that you can prove that for example, my agent post something like Queenie is the most beautiful woman in the world. And these agent followers will definitely ask a question, okay, is this real? Like, is it real like AI attestation? Or is it because Marvin, want to, just flirt, So the only way I can prove my integrity is that I can run this agent inside TE to make sure each post coming from this agent can be tracked back. The reasoning. I can prove to the community, okay, hey, this post is really coming from AI, not from me. So this is the situation when agent builders require TE.
I must follow this AI agent's account. Okay, so you just mentioned several use cases. So I'm curious because I saw you've also running some experiments, interesting, like Spore or whatever. Have you come across any exciting AI and crypto use cases in general that you can share with us that may shape the new future of our industry?
Sure. I actually, this is like the major job I'm doing in Phala. Like I don't code, and I don't how to say I don't produce things. I just move things from here to there. Like 大自然搬运工. This is who I am as a PM role and CEO. So there are three key excited moments I'm expecting for the crypto AI space. The first thing is a truly autonomous AI agent. So I would say this scenario can apart crypto AI with any other Web2 AI solutions, because truly autonomous AI agents require a verifiable, unstoppable, right? You can't just say, hey, my company broke and the autonomous AI agents just stop running. This is ridiculous. So it should be unstoppable. And every movement is making should be capable and available as always. So that language is too abstract. And let me break it down. For example, whenever it want to order a pizza, it should have the money.
Mm.
This is how autonomous AI agent should looks like, right? And where's the money coming from, and how it can order pizza, right? It requires keep integrating and a good synergy, from this component to another. And I think this is what crypto is good at, because it can provide funding resources to these AI agents. It can provide compute resources to this AI agent, and it also can provide API to this AI agent. So it's just a truly autonomous, unstoppable AI agent will be born from our space, not from Web2. The second exciting idea I'm exploring is multiple AI agents composed with each other. So in Web2, this concept is called multi-agents or agent flow. But I feel a lot of people confuse them together. Multiple agent is not equally with agent flow. Oh, of course, when an agent come into a chain of thought, it probably, for example, DeepSeek is using multiple models, right? Like it will break down complexity jobs and hand over, some domain to the expert in that domain, and so that and get back, all of the feedback, and then mix it together to get a best answer to the user. So that's how multiple model and multiple agent generally works in the whole AI space. So everybody is researching and using it. There's a new exciting moment from there. But what crypto could be good at is multiple autonomous AI agents, or multiple ownership AI agents can work together. Just imagine, Queenie, you are very good at, let's say, ZK. So probably your agent have the best knowledge base for ZKP. And my agent, because I'm an expert in TE, so my agent is very good at TE. But unfortunately, you are a big fan of OpenAI, and you are using OpenAI to establish this ZKP expert AI. I'm using Anthropic for my TE agent. And then someone called Johnny joined the group and say, hey, I want to create an agent who are both good at TE and ZKP. How can he leverage the work we already done, right? This is I would say this is a very hard challenge in Web2, because it's not a technology problem. This is more like an economy problem. So when Johnny establishing his agent, this agent need to be connected with yours, be connected with mine. And unlike API calls, it can't do free request, because each request of AI agent is costing. When I'm using your agent, you're paying the bills to OpenAI, and mine is paying bills to Anthropic. So whenever Johnny's agent need to use both of us, they need to pay us. Otherwise, we will be broke very soon. So the crypto as a public settlement layer is built for that. So just imagine we can use some on-chain technology, or using T, or using crypto to solve this multiple AI agent problem. And then some framework can connect them together to fix a hard problem. So I think this is what we can do, like providing a multiple agent economy, so that everybody's intelligence and experience can be reused and leveraged. So yeah, this is the second thing I'm super excited about. The last one, I will keep it short. So the last one is uh, agent in device, or I would say, let me change the language. It's like agent operators. So I'm not sure if you tracked the OpenAI update in 2 weeks ago. They launched a thing called OpenAI operator. So means that while you are using, it's a beta version. Not everyone can visit it, but like the experience, like the when you're asking the agent to do something in real life, it can do it. For example, like order a pizza for me on Uber, or get a hotel that I'm about to traveling with. This agent can help you to do the jobs using your account on Uber and Airbnb. How the hell they did that is they provide a very special browser that running in cloud that only you can connect, and you log in that from, and log in the Uber account, log in the maybe Binance account, and then when the session begins, you can ask agents to use your session on that browser to do things for you. So basically, the agent will explore the options on this browser and use that application. So this is how OpenAI operator experience looks like. But unfortunately, it's very risky because you probably don't want to donate your Binance login password into that browser, right? And AI can just buy coins for you. So most security way is, of course, put that thing into a box and lock it up, and make sure only the user have the privilege to encrypt it and unlock the visit session when the agent do need the AI. So I would say this kind of experience will unlock a lot of powerful features for everybody, not just in Web3, but also in Web2. And Web3 can provide the best tech to have this experience, because this is what we are good at, right? We are good at verifiability. We are good at security, encryptions. So I would say I can expect in the future, everybody have AI agent can actually order pizza, check in bank accounts, trade cryptos for them. It will happen in some virtual machine, but the crypto technologies will help people to protect that. Yeah.
Mm. This is super mind-blowing.
Mm,
You're adding very special flavor to this episode, I feel.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so but do you think it's AI benefiting more from crypto, or crypto benefit from AI actually?
Wow, that's a you can always ask this like very yeah, two sides like very good question. So I think Vitalik have posted a blog about this, and he have very good insight. He provide I think 5 levels of perspective to read this information,
Mm.
and but in general, like for example, like what we are seeing on Solana today is a lot of builders are speculating and enjoying the beneficial from AI, right? It's just okay, use Web2 AI stack and launch agent on social media and launch a meme coin in Web3, and you can get $1 million. So this, I would say, is a AI benefit to Web3 people thing. And in other words, for example, putting AI agents into TE or using ZKP to prove some agent executions, or putting how to say, funding these AI agents with crypto. I would say these things are how Web3 benefit Web2. Things happen on both sides, to be honest. Um, yeah, I can't say which one is more promising because I really don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, it depends on the development in the near future, I guess. Yeah, let's
yeah,
see. Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So looking ahead, what features or upgrades can the Phala community expect? Any exciting milestones on the horizon you would like to share with us?
Sure. Thank you for that advertisement time for me. So first of all, what I'm still putting focus into is Phala exploring the boundary of what Phala can, the TE can work into AI. And recently we just spent some time to put the AI models into GPU TEs, not AI agent, but AI models into GPU. And we can for now provide verifiable inference service with at least a 70B level of model, which is super powerful, DeepSeek, right? And I think I solved some problems between the interest issue between US Silicon Valley teams and Chinese innovation teams, because because of Trump and everything, the world is back into isolations. So like people don't trust each other. Because lacking of trust, I think some middleware like blockchain, Web3, ZK, FHE, or TE can make a lot of value, because this is why we exist, right? We are here because we can solve the problem of people don't trust each other. So for example, when we put DeepSeek model into a TE, the US citizens can be sure or use it with confidence, right? Like CCP is not stealing your data in anyhow. And so we are very into these solutions. And another thing Phala exploring is that we think TE is super powerful to unlock the next AI innovation trending. So as I mentioned, multiple agents who can work coordinated with each other. I call it collective intelligence work. TE can play a big part. And also unruggable AI. So means like AI can interact with on-chain smart contracts and dealing with people's money, not controlling, but dealing with it. And TE can play a good part. So we are doing a lot of work with a lot of good partners for this exciting moment case study. But we still leave some space for non-AI use cases. For example, MEV protection, L1. This is basically for L1, and Flashbot is working a lot of good jobs for a boost, rollup boost on Unichain. So probably T will be used for Unis, these L2 solutions too. And I think people using more on-chain technology like DEX instead of Binance or centralized exchanges more and more. So this gives a space for a fully DeFi, but kind of with high performed or very Web2 experience, good opportunity. And this technology, these products probably TE can play a good part. And of course, cryptographic solutions like MPC, FHE, ZKP are also kind of our target users. So yeah, majorly AI, and then some things without AI, L1, L2, DEX, and cryptographic solutions are our next target.
Great. So glad to hear that you've already acquired many big name partners, and there's a lot of exciting stuff coming soon. So as we're wrapping up, do you have any final thoughts or messages you'd like to share with our audience?
I think I already waste a lot of people's time. If you listen to after 90 minutes come to here, but yeah, I'm just really want to thank you, Queenie, for having me here. And just the last thing I want to mention is privacy and trustless compute. I think they are the fundamental for Web3, and TE is not alternative solution with ZKP, FHE, and PC. All of these tech stack can actually be well merged and used together. And this is a lot of good application infra builders already doing that. So it's not like MPC overhead, TE is better than ZKP. No. The future belongs to an open mind builder. So just pick up the solution based on what you want to ship and where is your market at, merge them together. All of these tech are just a tech, right? You can create a good dish based on good meat and vegetables. Be creative. So this is the last thing I want to mention. I can see definitely a bright future for Web3 adoption with multiple cryptographic solutions together.
Well said. Thanks for being open-minded. So we have last question for you. So we ask all our guests which project they're bullish on. So what's yours?
Well, that's a good question. Like, let me think. I'm super bullish on news research. This is a well-known AI company, but also very deep into crypto too. So news research, NOUS research. So this team actually shipped. We just have a good timing with them in last week in NYC, and this team just shipped they shipped a Hermes model in last year, which is a role play model on top of Llama 3, and this is a very popular model in AI space. And in end of last year, they pick up ELIZA framework and work out a lot of like good AI agents. The most popular ones is Saturn and God. These two, even before AI, these two accounts on Twitter is a very popular Twitter because like not everyone have the handler of God. So and they can ship the first class of AI agent work, and also very acknowledged in cryptographic too. So yeah, I'm super bullish on this team, but unfortunately they don't have token.
Thanks for sharing. We'll definitely check it out. Okay, great. I think that's all for today. Marvin, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to learn about Phala's journey, and I hope we can connect again soon to hear more about what you've been up to and where you're headed next. So for those interested to learn more, we've added some links in the show notes. Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you, Queenie. This is an awesome talk. Thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.